Yo, what's going on, world? It's your homeboy Cuffed.
And your girl T. What's going on?
Hey, look, man. Like as y'all should know, I keep track of analytics and stuff like that. Try to make sure I'm staying above what's going on and know what's going on, so my podcast our podcast can continue to grow, right? But I noticed something. True crime is like the number one genre, and I've been knowing that, but I just thought, cause my girl always is listening to this shit, so I was like, yo. I'm not into it, but she's into it like super hard. So it's something we can do together. And the stories be crazy as hell. She done had me watch the Jeffrey Dahmer shit, a couple more things, and like I can't listen to true crime, but I can watch the docs, TV series, stuff like that. And also, it's intriguing when she speaks upon it. So if you didn't know, that's what we doing here today, man. We're gonna start this true crime podcast. And yeah, you wanna give them the name right fast?
All right, so this is what we got so far. This is what we thinking. The Unusual Monsters True Crime Podcast.
Yeah, I fuck with it. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. I fuck with it.
Razzle dazzle us, but let us know if maybe you have some suggestions at all. But that's what we're working with right now. So welcome.
And this is our first time doing it, first episode. I haven't even explained to her how we gonna do it, so I'm actually gonna kind of sort of do that while we're podcasting. So if you want to kick it off, you know what I'm saying, you introduce the podcast, and, like kind of intro to what you finna get into, and then kick it off.
All right, y'all. Once again, this your girl T. So let me just let y'all know what I got today. Recently, with the trend of serial killers going on, we're gonna kind of jump in with that vibe. Um, I don't know if y'all heard, but Cali got a serial killer. Okay. Um, right now they even got a name because a good serial killer must have a name. So right now we're looking at the Stockton, Cali serial killer.
Wait, what's his name?
Well, that's what they're
They
calling
call him
him
the
because
Stockton,
that's the area of
like
California, like
John
Stockton,
Stockton.
California is where
Oh, okay,
he's,
okay.
so
The
that's
first thing
the
come to my head is
area.
John Stockton, a
No,
hell of a assist.
no,
You
no,
know what I
no,
mean?
no,
So
no.
like, yeah, that's the first thing come to my head. Man. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna lie
that's
to you.
where that's the part of California where it's going down.
Mm.
So, just to let y'all know, right now it is still a developing story, so it might not be a lot. Things might change. I don't even know if it's been new developments as of today, but this is what I got so far. So, just a little
Let
rundown.
me hear about this Stockton killer.
Little rundown. We'll start in the beginning. So, his first victim actually survived.
Hold on, real quick. Let me say something. I'm gonna say this real quick. They could have came up with a more creative name. They were lazy, but that shit is lame as fuck.
I
I
mean,
got that shit is terrible.
they just named them where they were finding about, or the general area where these,
That's worse than like
killings
the
is.
hurricane be hurricane this hurricane that. You know what I'm saying? That shit. I don't know. I'm sorry, but they could have came up with a more creative name. But go ahead, kick it off for us though.
So like, check it out. And I just want to say, with this, definitely rest in peace to all the victims, and my condolences to all the families because we're giving this, but these are people's lives. It's a real story,
Yeah.
and it's messed up. Um, so just a little. I don't know how you got to do this, but I did take a little few articles from the New York Times. I did a little research here, a couple of different articles that I researched. So apparently, this started back in April of 2021. Like I stated, his first victim was actually a woman. She's the only woman, and she just so happened to survive.
Mm.
Um, so basically, this lady was out. She's a black woman. Her name is Natasha Latour. 46 years old. This lady was actually shot 9 to 10 times and survived.
Yo.
And they kind of make me mad because man, they don't be listening to us black folks. And she like telling her story now. She basically feels like had y'all listened to me after this happened, all these other people wouldn't be dead because it's a total of 6 people that he did actually end up killing.
Mm.
So basically, her story: she was out camping, and she was in her tent. She heard somebody like walking around near her campsite or whatever. So she go outside to check it, see what's going on. And immediately when she comes out of her tent, the man is standing there, all black clothes, dark clothing, mask, and he has a gun already pointed directly at her. She opens up the tent, and immediately he just opens fire. Once he's done shooting, he apparently calmly walks off, and she and a couple or somebody else end up finding her and getting her to the hospital, and she woke up in the hospital. Also, she says when she tells the police what's going on, they just kind of threw it off like maybe it was just a robbery or she knew more or she's hiding or she knew the suspect because the person just, walked up and they obviously felt comfortable. So
Not gonna lie, the way that it happened, I would assume the person knows her. You know what I'm saying? I would assume that at first. I would.
so she's just like saying that she basically feel like the police could have done better and all this could have prevented. There's a lot of similarities. I don't know if y'all know the Dahmer story. Just
Yeah.
people not being heard, especially people of color. And just so you know, all of his victims except one were people of minorities. So the rest of them are Hispanic male, ages ranging from 21 to 54. There was one white male, but the rest are all Hispanic. Um, and basically how they was able to put these different little, put the pieces together. She was like October 10th, and then it was another person that was killed October 16th. But they didn't even link her crime to the rest of these until recently, even though she was the first crime. So basically, what happened? He just basically dim lit places. You out there walking, minding your business, and he just shooting folks. Like that's it. Like he's just dropping them. It doesn't seem to be a motive. Um, and basically, how they called him, they had surveillance footage and put it out there for people to identify him, put him on a reward. So they have a person in custody right now who they think it is. His name is Wesley Brownlee. He is 43. When they arrested him, he was armed, and it seems like they had followed him, and it seems like he was on his way to kill somebody else. Like they looked like he was on a hunt, the police said. So they followed him for a while. Excuse me, y'all. They followed him for a while, and then they basically said it looked like he was on a
Remember,
hunt or looking for
this is
his
real
next
quick. We
victim.
can edit, so don't worry too much
Okay.
about stuff like you know, ash, and all that.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so basically the police, got word that he was possible suspect. They followed him and they actually followed him while he was targeting somebody else. And they stopped him and he was armed. So that's kind of where it ends right there. So once again, he had 6 victims that he killed in total. This happened between April of 2021 all the way up into I want to say July of 2022. And so through ballistics, so like, with the gun and the shellings, they was able to put those 4 to 5 men together, and then they're just now piecing that this young lady was also shot
Oh,
by the same
so
person.
right now the gun that they found on him is the murder
Yeah.
weapon.
So yep, and
Oh,
they
so
was able
they
to
most like
match ballistics.
they probably caught him now. Probably.
Yeah, so 9 times out of 10, this is the dude pretty much. You know what I'm saying? But it's an ongoing story. It's developing. It caught my interest because at the time when I first heard about it, we was in the height of watching the Jeffrey Dahmer. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a serial killer in Cali. What the fuck is going on? Um, so right now, that's kind of what they got. They don't have no motive on why, but they don't feel like it was racial. He is a black man. This is a black man.
Oh,
He is a black man. I seen the picture. He is a black man.
fuck.
Yeah, crazy. Like
I hate to hear that.
yeah, he's black.
You
Older
know,
black
it's
guy.
crazy. You know, I don't rock with. You know, some stereotypes have truth to them. You know what I'm saying?
True enough.
You know what I'm saying? But if someone goes on a killing spree, we automatically tie that to white people. That's just kind of what you know what I mean. If a person like blows a building up, bomb type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like we tie if a person shoots a club up, we tie to black folk. It's like it's different stuff we tie to different people. So I ain't gonna lie, it's almost just even more disappointing to hear it's a black person.
And
It's like what?
honestly, I mean, it is disappointing, but if you record facts show, the history of shows, like predominantly majority of the serial killers are white. Like the most known, maybe other black serial killer were DC killers, the shooters, DC snipers, and there was 2 of them. Other than that,
damn near
like
recently.
y'all go ahead drop some more. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are possibly 1 to 2, possibly 3 more, of different race other than
Right.
white serial killers, but history has shown
90
predominantly
something percent.
they're white.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that they categorized this as a serial killer, the town was fearful, and it was just like I don't know why he chose Hispanic males because it seemed like that's predominantly what it was. I have no idea, but he doesn't have a pattern because
Well,
it's not
you
just
said this is.
all
I'm
male.
sorry. Excuse me. This is in California. You said right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a black dude that was shooting Hispanic. Well, you know, Hispanics and blacks have those type of
Oh, the
issues in
brown and
California.
black.
Yeah, it do be a little friction,
and it
but
might be
for a
heavy in
person to
California.
yeah, it still is. It is for sure. But for a person to go on a spree like that, it's still a little. I see a black person. I'm sorry.
Like, he just walking up to motherfuckers shooting them. They was like, they just like literally these people are just minding their business. He just walking up and just shooting. So I'm interested to see as this story develop if he do choose to speak on it, if they could get him to talk on why and motive. I don't know if it's a race thing. I mean, he did have one white male and there was a black lady in there, or was he just out here?
Let me ask you this: if they pass some type of law to where it would be a fucking what's that shit called? P word, the movie, Purge. It was a purge for 24 hours, right? How would you handle that?
First of all, I'm not gonna be out there purging. If I do got you on my hit list, you still probably safe with me any fucking way. My main thing, I think, like a parent, like I'm gonna try to do everything in my power to keep me and my kids safe. Like that's the hustle. How can we keep us safe through the motherfucking night? Like I don't know, what would you do? Like that's gonna be my
Yeah,
thought.
well, the way our house is set up, honestly, you
It's
know,
tight.
this top
I
of my
feel
head.
like it's tight.
No, it's tight on the intruders. All of y'all do is strapped up. It's only one way to get upstairs. It's only one way to get into the basement. So we're gonna either be in the basement or upstairs. I say up here because this is how my mind works. It could be people who have like smoke bomb type shit, right? They throw them up here. We worst case scenario, we can go in our room. Then at that point, they can actually get up the stairs. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, we better be strapped.
Right. So all we have to do is be strapped and be up here. Like I will be in the room, in this room, and then I would prefer you and the kids to be in the room across, right?
Got to get that door fixed.
And then, yeah, I know, right? Because the motherfuckers will walk straight that motherfucker.
We fuck.
Yeah, the kids for the door, but the door is just fucked. So yeah, but yeah, I will have you and the kids be in the room over there, and I will be in this room, and me and you will have our weapons aimed down.
Baby, I'm ready.
From around the corner. And if it got to that point where it's on top of my head, you know what I'm saying? It got to the point where smoke bombs were thrown up here. The windows, we're gonna have the windows already open, right? Y'all exit through the yeah, because
we got something
that exactly. Y'all exit out that window while I hold it down while they trying to come up. If they try to come up, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the way our house made, the flow ain't that high, and by my,
you know, I got spine issues and shit like that. So basically, like, you know, like I'll just wait till y'all get out before I attempt to go out this way. But I would basically hold it down so y'all got the time to get out.
I mean, technically too, the top of the thing is right there where the front door is.
Right.
Down. That's what I was thinking too about the back door right there. We can move her down when we got to jump. It won't be so far.
Yeah. Straight up. Hey y'all, but listen, man, that's the first episode right there. I feel good about. How you feel about it?
I think I did good. I I be watching my true crimes. So I want to get better, come with more facts. Like this was just like a little light story. It's not that many facts on it. It's still ongoing. So it caught my attention while we was in the midst of watching a bunch of fucking true crime series. But I'm gonna get better. I definitely got some more for y'all all the time. I see one today. These people out here wild.
This might end up being one that, cause see, I have a total of 3 podcasts. Me and her do 2 together. This be the second one we doing together. I have one more for sports that I'm damn near doing solo. But at this point, me and her work so good together. I might do my sports shit and just have her on the side. You know, talking a little. You know what I'm saying? Talking a little shit just to make it more entertaining. Because to me, all the sports should be kind of boring. But fuck that. We here for true crimes. Hey, I gotta get better with this whole title shit. You want? Matter of fact, outro.
Tune in. It's a motherfucking Unusual Monsters True Crime Podcast. Tune in because the shit gonna be lit. You know why? Because I'm on this shit and I like true crimes. I'm gonna bring it to you.
So it's your homeboy Cuff
and your girl T. Oh.
Thanks for tuning in. We out.